Good evening. I'm Ms. Fields, the assistant principal here at Marshall Elementary School, and I want to welcome the parents and the friends and family members that are here this evening for our band concert, which will be led by Mrs. Granite, and they performed earlier today and did a wonderful job. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Hello and welcome to the Marshall Elementary School Band Spring Concert. Today you will get to hear us, the 4th grade band, the 8 o'clock jazz band, and the 5th grade band. In my band, we have been working really hard on learning notes, new rhythms, and in playing band arrangements that are complex and interesting.
Our first song is called Popcorn Prelude. Have you ever made popcorn on a stove top? Like, not in a microwave. You put some oil in a pot and some corn kernels. As the corn heats, a couple kernels will pop, and then more will pop, and little by little, the popping starts happening really fast.
You might wonder why she just gave you a recipe for corn popping. It is because in popcorn prelude we learn the corn kernels, and once we get really warmed up, you will see us pop out of our seats until we're really hot. Where everyone in the band will be popping.
This is going to be thorough.
Anasazi is written in a mysterious disappearance of the Anasazi tribe. Our goal is to learn how to play with soft, dynamic, and smooth tones. In steady beat, we'll be playing with this piece. It has very slow beat, which is really challenging. We worked very hard to keep our speed slow.
Researchers believe that the Anasazi Native Americans were ancestors of the modern Pueblo Indians. From about AD 200 to AD 1300, they lived in the Four Corners countries, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. They left behind enough house remains and debris that scientists think they suddenly left, and no one knows why they still considered mystery.
We are really excited to share our next piece with you. It's called Attack of the Gardens. Over 30 years ago, a prank started in Australia where a person would steal their neighbor's garden, take it on vacation with them, and take a picture from its neighborhood, like the Eiffel Tower or the Sydney Opera House.
When the composer heard about this prank, he thought, I wonder how the gnomes feel about being kidnapped. He wrote a piece that sounds sinister, and it sounds like the gnomes are really angry. You will hear feet stomping, screaming, and other effects that help portray a story. We love this idea so much that we made up our own story. In our story, Dr. Thornton has 43 gnomes in his yard.
Mr. Seaforth is going on vacation to Greece and decides to steal Dr. Thornton's gnomes. The gnomes get really mad. They break into Dr. Thornton's shed and use their tools to break his window. They get inside, and before Mr. Seaforth can take them, they shave his beard and his head. Mr. Seaforth runs away, and the gnomes finish their mischief by eating all of Dr. Thornton's food.
Our next song, Magma, is one of our favorites with an exciting and expressive melody. Magma within the earth crust is made up of molten rock and is red hot with energy. Mr. Teeny will be conducting us. Today is his last day of student teaching, and we have loved working with him.
Just a moment before the fourth grade band exits the stage, I would like to introduce Mr. Jim Metzger. He is from Johnston Ball Music, and he is climbing over my trumpet so that he can speak with you. Just a moment.
Thank you. I'm pleased to announce that the American manufacturer Conn-Selmer has awarded several outstanding music dealerships across the country a supply of free Conn-Selmer instruments. And these instruments are to be used by students that don't have the financial means to be able to play an instrument. So Johnston Ball's music is very committed to education in the community. And with Johnston Ball's music having several instruments and recognizing that North Allegheny music program is outstanding and it has a dedicated administration towards music, it also has a wonderful school board and outstanding teachers like you, Ms. Graham. So tonight, Johnston Ball's Music Stores honor and present to this school a percussion combo kit for Mrs. Granite to use with her students. And this is a wonderful band. I hope you have many, many years of playing music. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. We can always use more percussion. Equipment. With just enough players, more percussion equipment. Thank you so much, Mr. Metzger.
Thanks so much for listening to us play our music for you. We will be back at the end of the show to play our last song with fifth grade band. If you are a third grader in the audience and you like what you heard today, we encourage you to try and a band instrument at the end of the month. We love band and we think you will too.
We would like to thank all of our fourth grade teachers and assistants for helping us and supporting us. The next group to perform for you will be the 8 o'clock jazz band. We are going to very quietly move our seats so that you can hear fifth graders improvise jazz melodies for you, featuring Madison Paisley, Lena Rumpler, Christian Wolf, Zoe Cornon, and Alex Williams. song for today is called Blues to Grow. In it, we learned how to play our rhythms in a swing style and to listen to each other carefully so that you can hear the melodies and harmonies. We will be featuring two soloists during this piece, Sawyer Wright on trumpet and Grace Harlan on fiddle.
Next, we have a softer and slower jazz song for you. It's called Mercy, 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 and was written in 1967 by Joe Zawinul for the famous great Cannonball Adderley. You will not hear swing rhythms in this, but you will hear jazz harmonies.
So I conducted that during the assembly, and I asked them if they could do it without me, and a couple of them went like this, but the rest of them said yes, and I think they did pretty well. They actually don't need me for the... They actually don't need me for the next song either. I'm just going to start and walk away, but Grace will tell you about that.
We will conclude our part of the show with the title song of the 1982 musical Little Shop of Horrors. We will be performing this without a conductor to show how well we listen to each other as we play. When we are done, there will be another set of us improvising solos, while the rest of our 5th grade band joins us on stage. This time we are featuring Colin Wendy, Elena Scott, Julia Jacino, Jillian Kennedy, and Will Hahn.
Before we begin, we would like to give our families to come up on stage and take pictures of us, just like we did for fourth grade. Please come up now. Thank you. Our first fifth grade band's song will be in a march style called Eagle Summit March. It was written by John O'Reilly and Mark Williams and is part of the lesson book that we have used for the past 2 years. By playing it, we become really good at following first and second endings, which can be tricky. It's a toe-tapping song that we think you will enjoy.
Mr. Keeney back to the stage to conduct us in the song Dragon Slayer. This piece tells the story of a hunter looking for and fighting with a dragon. It is powerful sounding, exciting, and has given us lots of learning opportunities to get good at playing soft. Our third song also tells a story. Clouds has 3 sections, cirrus, thundercloud, and cumulus. The music in each section is meant to sound like the clouds look. The beginning is like a calm day with fluffy clouds. In the middle, a storm grows, and our percussion section improvises the section to sound like the strongest part of the storm. Toward the end, the clouds thin until we get back to fluffy cirrus clouds at the end. It is written by Anne McGinty.
Our next song is one of our favorites. It's called Choo Choo Cha Cha and was written by Dan Adams. It features two great American songs, Wabash Cannonball and I've Been Working on the Railroad. If you close your eyes and use your imagination, you can easily picture a train starting its journey, accompanied by the two tunes, and then you can hear the train coming to a stop at its next station. you. For the last song of our concert, we would like to invite the 4th grade band to join us on stage for the finale. While they are getting ready, I would like to tell you about North Allegheny's newest program for young band students. Each Wednesday evening this summer, students entering grades 5, 6, and 7 will gather at the high school auditorium and have a lot of fun together playing their instruments. Please visit the website if you would like more information. This is Let's Go Band. Thank you so very much for being such a kind and attentive audience. We would like to thank Mr. Tooney for being such a great student teacher. We heard that you already have a job in Loyal Sauk, PA as a middle school band director, and we think that you will do an amazing job. All of the MES bands also want to thank Dr. Thornton and Miss Field, Mr. Schwobel, and the custodial staff of Marshall Elementary.
Thank you to our 4th and 5th grade teachers and assistants. Thanks goes you to Ms. LaPette and Mr. Hita for sharing your class with us today. A special thanks goes out to our music teachers, Mrs. Frelick, Mrs. Arnold, Ms. Coulter, and Mrs. Ritta, who worked with us for the past 4 or 5 years and has given us a great background in music, and we can play our instruments better because of you. We hope you have enjoyed this year's spring band concert, presented by 4th grade band, 8 o'clock jazz band, and 5th grade band. We worked really hard this year We can't let this concert end without saying the most special thanks all to our parents. You've listened to us practice since we started, are renting our instruments, and we could not be here if it weren't for you. Thank you. We will meet you in the cafeteria in just a few minutes.
Since this is our last concert at elementary school, the 5th graders would like to thank Mrs. Gray. We would not be the musicians we have become without your dedication, skill, knowledge, and passion for teaching. We will miss your guidance and inspiration as we make our way up through Marshall Middle School. We know that you are a finalist for the Pennsylvania 2018 Teacher of the Year, and we really hope you win.
And on behalf of the Marshall staff as well, we would also like to present Mrs. Grandit with some flowers and a thank you for being such a wonderful inspiration for all of us. And as you just heard from James, that she is a Pennsylvania 2018 finalist for Teacher of the Year for 2018, and we just couldn't be more proud and honored to work with her. She's absolutely phenomenal with all of the kids, as you can see, as they started to chant for her. So just thank you for being so wonderful and an inspiration to all of us. Thank you.
I try very hard to make my performances be about them. I try not to talk at all. It's not that I'm afraid to talk in public. It's like if I get started, I won't stop. But thank you so much. The Teacher of the Year nomination was a huge surprise and a great honor. And I said to my colleagues here at Marshall when I first got it, I was very hesitant to apply because there are hundreds and hundreds of teachers just like me. And many of them are here at Marshall. I don't see myself as special. I do what I do on a daily basis because I like working with kids and I love teaching music, and like everybody here at Marshall is exactly like that. But I won't find out who the Teacher of the Year is until December. There's a conference that we go to, and I'm actually still in the process of preparing the videos that are part of that process. But either way, I'm tremendously honored and very grateful for this great group of children. They are a blast. I started in 1994. It still amazes me what they sound like that first week and what we can do in May. They're just great kids, and a credit to you as parents. And thank you so much. Have a great night.